What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic. Today we're gonna talk some basketball, NBA basketball, playoff basketball, Orlando Magic basketball. Orlando Magic dropped Game 4 to the Toronto Raptors, 107-85, and now the Raptors have taken a commanding 3-1 lead against Orlando. And from Game 4, it's not really much to unpack about the game because it's pretty much the same story from all 4 games. To be honest, even the one that they won, Nikola just is not what he was in the season. He's not the 2013 guy that we seen all year who made the All Star game. Fournier is the same thing. Fournier is just not the same caliber of shooter that he was during the season, and it starts to raise questions amongst a lot of people about what should we do going forward. Because now it seems more so that since Toronto's taking a 3-1 lead, that you gotta look more forward towards next year and years to come because we just don't have the scoring to keep up with Toronto. They're just point blank. We don't have the horses to keep up with a scoring pace. Even though Toronto's not just blowing out the door scoring from it's not like they Golden State, but we're not able to keep up. Like we don't have a set score like they have Kawhi. Like they got a guy who can constantly get them 25 to 35 points any given day, and like we got guys who are streaky. Like Terrence Ross can get you 30 one day, but don't only give you 5 the next. And to be honest, when we get high performances out of Terrence Ross, he's a guy that's coming off the bench. So you really can't hold his feet to the fire as much as guys like Nikola, who's supposed to be an all-star, who's searching for a max contract this season. Gordon stepped up. Gordon led the team in all categories yesterday in scoring. He led the team in rebounds, assists, steals. He was without a doubt the best player on the court last night, and also he's been the best player consistently throughout this whole postseason. He's the guy who he leads, and I think he's shooting 51 from the field, from the 51%, and he's also shooting 50% from three. So he's consistently the best guy of the team so far this postseason. And I'm gonna say a special shout out to all my fans out there in Toronto because over my last video, I blew up in Toronto. Like I was out here acting like Drake apparently because my video just blew up from Toronto Raptors fans. Hey, come on! I welcome all y'all. You continue to comment, like, share, subscribe, dislike, do whatever you want to. I don't care. I'm happy that you are viewing my content. Appreciate you. I very appreciate the love and the support that I receive from you. Um, but just like I said, the Game 4 is really just the same story, and we need to look more towards what's going on. What happened in Game 5? Knowing my Orlando Magic, they would win Game 5 and then lose Game 6. Like it's just a shame that they didn't get a chance to win from the home crowd. The home crowd hasn't seen playoff basketball in 7 years, and you go up there and you lay 2 eggs. Last night on Easter was a complete egg, and Friday was Game 3 was just complete disappointment, just a complete disappointment. But like I said, a lot of the same stuff. Nikola turned the ball over, not able to score, not able to get a shot off. Fournier taking ill-advised shots once again because even when Gordon went on his run in the third quarter, and guys down to 10, and Fournier took an ill-advised three when I was screaming, "Don't!" I seen him about to pull up before he pulled it up, and I'm screaming, "Don't take that three." He misses the three. The Raptors go down there. If I'm not mistaken, they hit a three. I think we turned the ball over, and then they hit another three, and then boom. Or it was they got an and one situation. I don't know. It went from being a 10-point game to a 16-point game like that, and all because of Fournier not just just either like penetrating, getting a better shot for himself, getting the best shot for his teammates. I want us to get somebody. If it's via the draft or via phrasing, somebody who can score, a consistent score, somebody who can penetrate, who can consistently score, who can get you those type of points. Because I know a lot of people been saying, "Oh, we shouldn't have made the playoffs. Oh, we should not have made the playoffs. What good does it do to make the playoffs and get swept or lose in 5 in the first round? We should have tanked, got another player, blase, blase." And that's completely wrong thinking. 100% wrong thinking. This playoff appearance is very, very key. extremely key and extremely vital. And this is the reason why. Because now you know what you need going forward. Something that we've already talked about. We knew going forward that we need scoring. Now it's more apparent because you're in situations where you have to score and it's a struggle. It's one thing when you look at your team during the regular season like, oh, they can't score. But when it's in the playoffs, it gets magnified even more. That's one. Two, which I think is the most glaring thing, the most important thing, if it wasn't, if we didn't make the playoffs, I think that the Magic will offer Nikola a max. After this playoff performance, you cannot justify offering him a max. I know a lot of people out there, oh, y'all forgot what he's done for us. He's an all-star. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't make the playoffs. Bump all that. Bump all that. He's not Trace McGrady. He's not Dennis Scott. He's not Penny Hardaway. He's not Dwight Howard. He's not got a true star that you've seen. He's not Shaquille O'Neal. He's not got that you've seen that was a complete all-star and got his team to the playoffs year in and year out. He's been on this team for, 6 years, and this is the first time we got him to the playoffs. This is the first time he's able to get this team to the playoffs. And now you're talking about offering him the max, and then when he gets to the playoffs, he lays after leg. It's not just him scoring. He's not rebounding the ball the way he does. He leads the team in turnovers. He averages 3 turnovers a game. Aaron Gordon is the best guy shooting percentage wise. He leads the team in scoring, and I think he's second in rebounds, and second in assists, or first in assists. Yeah, he leads the team in assists, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like, so it's clear that Gordon is the best player of this postseason. Is he going to be the best player moving forward? I like to think so. That you did pay him the $84 million last year, and I think that, like I said, because we came into this season thinking everybody was under the same thinking that Nikola was going to end up getting traded by the trade deadline. If it was for Kemba Walker, we were going to try to get a point guard some way or a shooting guard some way by moving Nikola and Fournier, or possibly Nikola and Ross, maybe possibly all three. And something. We knew that those were going to be some of the talks. That was some of the talks leading to the season. That's one of the reasons why they drafted Mo Bamba. We've already drafted Nikola's replacement. Like, we already have his replacement on the court. I mean, in-house in the organization. So it's not like that it's not just that we just was just so enamored that Nikola was going to be our guy. Now it happened. We showcased him. I think we tried to make him a shiny penny. We tried to shine him up, make sure that he looked attractive to other teams to maybe make the play and make the trade for him. But we started winning games. He made the All-Star. We were in a situation that we were able to make the playoffs. You go ahead and do that. You haven't been to playoffs in 7 years. But this is a 14 game swing as far as 14 wins. So first time you win division championship. First time you made the playoffs is 2012. First time you win records is 2012. But it's the first time you win the division, I think, since 2010. Yeah, it's the first time you won the division since 2010, because after that, LeBron James went to Miami and the Heat was winning the division all those other times. So it's the first time you win division since 2010. You had all these things in front of you. Of course, you're going to go after these things, and it just happened that Nikola was baited in, and it looked like he was a guy that you were going to give him a max to, or at least offer him that type of contract. And the way he showed you in the postseason, you cannot justify that. I don't care how much you love him. You cannot justify that. What you've seen in the playoffs, you cannot justify giving him a max contract. That would be so asinine to give him a max contract. Why would you put yourself through the salary cap bond when he's a guy who's right now looks like he's not a playoff performer? I said, like, after game 1 and game 2, I'm like, I'm gonna give him some more games. It's been 4 games, about to be 5. Now we're gonna see if he got some quit, if he got some want to, because he did not look like it. Last night was a desperate situation, and simply the only person who was out there ready to play was Gordon. Gordon looked like somebody who wanted to be in the playoffs, and that's another reason why that's part 3 reason why this playoff appearance was so vital, because you got playoff experience for Gordon and Isaac. They both have key playoff minutes and key playoff experience. I kind of wish that Mo Bamba was getting this playoff experience, but he got the Liz Frank fracture. Same thing with Fultz. Wish some of these guys was getting some of this playoff experience, but for Isaac to be a starter, for Gordon to be a starter, and the way Gordon was playing, the way Gordon has been playing, Gordon shows me that he's a guy who wants to play. Isaac, the same thing, and he's young. And And also Birch, the backup center. I think we're going to be in good hands from the five position with Mo Bamba and Birch. I think that we don't actually need Nikola. What we need is a guy who can score consistently, a guy who can consistently get you 25 points. Somewhere in the 23 to 25 points. And actually, I think that Gordon could, if you run the ball through Gordon and Gordon attacks it and be more aggressive, like the way he was aggressive in that third quarter, maybe it was a wake up call. Maybe he finally took the bull by the horn, like, you know what, blanket. Like, ain't nobody else doing nothing. I'm gonna do my own thing. Because you seen it in the game against Charlotte when Nikola was there, like they ran the ball through Gordon. When Gordon is aggressive, and he's selfish, and they run the ball through him, he produces. I think that Gordon could be a 20 to 25. I think he'd be a 20 to 22 point guy per game and get you probably about 9 to 10, 9, 10, maybe 11 rebounds. So he can be a guy who get you 20, 20 and 9, 21 and 20. 29, maybe 21 and 10, maybe 22 and 11. Best case scenario if you run the ball through him and he attacks it. That's what I think they should be doing going forward. Could they go after guys like Romeo Lanford, Kevin Porter Jr. in the draft? Possibly somebody to add some depth and some scoring. I am the mindset of bringing back Terrence Ross. I know a lot of people were saying this the other day, talking about Terrence Ross only got 5 points. He can go back to Toronto. Stop that too. He's the guy that's coming off the bench. He's a sixth man. He gonna get you 30 points one game. He might get you 2 points in this game because he's coming off the bench. He provides that spark plug. Now, if the price gets too high, I understand backing out. But I think he didn't do himself no favors this postseason as well, as far as getting a huge market off the court. I mean, a huge market from another team. I mean, if he would came out there and was the Human Torch all 5 games, all whatever happened in the series, a playoff team like a deep playoff team like a Houston Rockets, like I think they salary cap struck, but like a Milwaukee, Philadelphia, squads like that will be able to offer him big money to come off their bench, and those guys have championship aspirations. Now, he's more so probably looking around teams around around us and no um teams that are in the same realm as us, and then we could still offer him more money. And then who knows, he might just want to be here. But I think the chances of keeping Terrence Ross are higher now than they were entering the postseason. Nikola, same thing. I think Nikola has really cost himself money. Nikola had a big chance coming into this postseason to get a huge payday, if not from us, from somebody else. He had a huge opportunity. And I think that Nikola has cost himself a lot of money for the way he's played. I know he's dealing with a shoulder injury. But like I said, even without, like, Nikola to me was never a dominant 5. He was never a guy who's dominant. He doesn't play any defense. He's played better. I take that back. He's playing better defense than he played the years before. But he's not a guy who's a dominant 5. He's not that guy who dominates. And you're going to be going up against Giannis. You're going to be going up against Embiid. Guys of those caliber. You can't match up with them. You can't. You really can't match up with them. So I don't think that he's max worthy, and I wouldn't offer him the max at all. If he's able to stay at a reasonable price, cool. I mean, I'm trying to get some type of. I want to get a big fish. It's not just to get a name. I want somebody who can score. I want a scorer or playmaker. That's what we need. We definitely need a scorer. Because imagine if we had scoring or playmaking, a lot of these games would be different. Because a lot of these games, like the first game, not the first game, but a lot of these games just had bad starts, had bad stretches. We had constant stretches. We were going like 10 minutes, not 10. We're going like 45 minutes with no points. And Toronto wasn't just out there just killing us. As far as they was just making all-time baskets, we were stopping them defensively. It's just that just as long as we was going without scoring, they was getting the ball, and then we would turn the ball over. There's nothing we've done something this play in this series that we have not done all year, and that's consistently turn the ball over. Now, credit to Toronto for playing good defense. That's part of the reason why. But I also think some of the reason why a lot of these guys are just choking the playoffs. A lot of these guys just don't have that type of playoff experience. It's been a long time for a lot of these guys. It's just very few playoff experience in this on this team, and I think the moment is too big for a lot of them. It is. It is. The moment is too big. And I think for some players, the pressure is too big as well. But I think with both, Isaac looks like a guy who can play. I think Isaac needs to help develop his shot more. And I was telling my cousin this yesterday, because that's one of the reasons, it was Easter. That's the reason why I wasn't able to make a video right after the game. But like I was telling my cousin yesterday, that both Isaac and Mo Bamba, when the season's done, swallow their pride. I don't know how prideful they are, but whatever it is, swallow it. Call Giannis and get Giannis's trainer. Because whoever put muscle on Giannis, I want Mo Bamba and Isaac to look half that way come into next season. That's what I want. I want them to get whoever train Giannis. I want them to train Mo Bamba. I want them to train Isaac. I want them to both put on muscle. I don't need Isaac to come up walking around here look like KD. I don't need that. He's not a scorer like that. He's not a shooter like KD. No. His best attribute is gonna be defense. Same thing with Mo Bamba. And Mo Bamba can't step back out and shoot. So give me those type of guys. Give me those type of that's what they probably can't put on the exact same weight that Giannis does, because Giannis is not a shooter. Giannis is a above the rim guy, and both these guys have capabilities of shooting, and can develop shots. So maybe that much muscle might hinder them, but whatever the case may be, they need to put on some type of more muscle. I'm not saying that they're too small, but get me in that type of range, and I think that you could probably do something. I think the future could look way more brighter for us going into these next couple going to the next couple season. But we know we still got Game 5, and I'm hopeful. I'm still come out here rooting for the Magic and want to see more basketball played. But the thing I want to see most out of my team, especially the young guys, especially the guys like Isaac, like Gordon, like Birch, I want to see want to. I want to see fight. I want to see grit. I want to see that they not just about to lay down, just let Toronto just knock them out in 5, even though Toronto more likely will knock them out in 5. But I want them to be a dogfight. I want them to play basketball. I want them to show. I want them to show that this is about to be a new generation for the Magics. This is not about to be. We're not just one and done in the playoffs. Hey, we're gonna make the playoffs this year and then go another 2-3 years while making the playoffs. No, we're gonna be right back in the situation next year. Instead of being the 7th seed, we're gonna be a top 5 seed, top 4 seed. I need that type of attitude out this team tomorrow night. That's what I need in Game 5. That type of attitude. I want the dub, of course, but more so I want to see that. I want to see that type of 1-2, because the way Gordon played last night, Gordon played like he wanted to play. Gordon played, and that was very encouraging going forward, and I think that you can do something with that. So, like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below. If you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.